Yo, YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back. Today we're going to be going over something for Windows settings for all you console players that follow this channel. I'm sorry, this is not the video for you, but we do have four Rainbow Six videos coming out this next week, so those will be out this week. But for all you PC players, regardless of if you play Siege or any other FPS, or maybe not even FPS at all, this should help you improve your frame rates, improve your computer. As my computer has aged, it's also gotten a little bit worse, so I've been doing every single thing I can to just get a few frames here and there, and that is exactly what this is going to do today. So now that we're on our desktop, I just want to let you guys know there's a whole performance for PC playlist on the channel, so if you're interested in anything like this for specific games, you could just check that out and it would be all in that playlist, and I'll continue to update it as we add new games and so on. I'm also never going to make you guys download anything, so there's not going to be any download folder that you need to do or anything. I don't like downloading random stuff from the internet. I know you guys don't either, so we're just going to hop into this. There's going to be all things that you could do without downloading a single thing. So before anything, in case you guys end up hating whatever we do to this Windows, maybe you don't like it at all and you mess something up, so we could just set up a system reset point. So if everything goes wrong, this could always just be something you fall back on, a restore point. We're not doing anything too in detail, but it's worth doing anyways. So just hit your system drive, whichever one that is, so local C drive, configure, turn on system protection, turn this up to at least a few percent. Anywhere between 2 and 5% is going to be good for you. I'm just going to do the minimum here. You'll hit apply, you'll hit OK, then you will hit create. Once you have that, just type in whatever name you want and then just hit create. So next off, we're going to start off with just stuff that's definitely stuff you guys have never done. So go to this PC, hit properties. From there, we're going to want to hit advanced system settings. Then this tab should show up. You should see advanced performance settings. And here you might have the biggest frame changer, or at least smoothness changer out of all of your Windows things that we do today. You're going to want to set this to adjust for performance. And I like to turn on a few things here just to make things look better. For one, smooth edges of screen fonts is definitely a must. It makes the fonts look better up on your apps and whatnot. I also like to show thumbnails instead of icons. And this is one that also kind of annoyed me at first, but I ended up turning off show window contents while dragging. With it off, you guys can see that it does this, but if you turn this back on, you'll see that it drags with it. I actually ended up liking it more without, so I keep that off. But normally it's going to have pretty much everything on, so by just turning those all off and just having a few things on, that should help a lot. Next, come down to your Windows and type in Control Panel. Once you have that, go here, hit System and Security, hit power options, and here's where it's definitely gonna be on one of these, probably balance mode. We're gonna want to come down here and hit high performance. It should be right on this tab right here. I don't touch ultimate performance, but high performance definitely does make a measurable difference. So just go ahead and do that, put it on high performance. Now we're gonna go back into our settings, so get yourself back here and then hit system, and I'm gonna go down the list of all things you guys should change. Notifications, this should be set on, just turn these off, okay? These pop-up notifications, even if they're in the background, they are affecting your frame rate in game. Focus assist, turn this off as well. Power and sleep, this is going to be just the standard preset for what we just suggested. It's 15 minutes and it won't go to sleep whenever it's plugged in, unless if you shut it down manually. We'll talk about storage later, but all this other stuff, just for the most part, you're gonna want things off. Never use tablet mode, especially since you're on a desktop, you don't ever need tablet mode. Then all these other things are just standard and it's fine. Next, go back to home and then we're going to hit apps. Now what we want to do here is come down here and hit start up. So this is going to show us all the things that start up whenever we log in, and a lot of these are going to start up as background tasks. So for a lot of things, you don't need to automatically start up. There's a few things that you're going to want to start up. You get to determine that for yourself. If you have a Logitech, you probably want your software to start up so your mouse works. If it's wireless, for my case, Go XLR, this controls my microphone, so I want that up, but there's no reason you need Epic Games and Dropbox up, for example. Alternatively, you're also going to come here, hit Task Manager, and hit Startup here, because there's going to be a lot more here, and you can disable pretty much every background app, or else you'll end up to the point whenever you look at this, you're going to see a gazillion different things here that are just all running in the background. As you guys see, I have a pretty good amount, but it's nothing like it would have been if I had everything on. So go ahead and go here and start up and just disable disable anything that you think you don't need. Obviously, don't touch anything that says Windows, or your computer might not even start up. So that should sort that out. Next thing we're going to do is just go to the game settings, game mode settings right here. Just type that in. You're going to see all this stuff. So I like to turn all of this stuff off. Captures, you're going to want to turn this off. You're going to want to turn audio off. You're going to want to put this at 30 FPS and then put this at standard. But don't touch this. If you want to record games, just download OBS. That's what I use. That's what everyone that I know uses. But just keep all this off. This is not well optimized. Now, game mode. Okay, so this is something that depends on your system. I'm going to give you guys the criteria for both. So game mode off is for most AMD graphics cards. I would test this for yourself. Go into a game with and without game mode. For mine, the frames went up a little bit, but the stutters increased drastically. So I keep this off. However, that's just a standard guideline for AMD. I've seen a lot of other people have this issue, but for NVIDIA, this is going to optimize it a little bit more. I haven't seen issues with it, at least from my experience with NVIDIA cards. So on will do no harm to you, and it's going to give you maybe half a frame to 2 frames in a game, which is not a lot, but it's a few frames here or there, which is kind of the point of this whole video. A few here, a few there, we end up with 10 by the end of the video. All right, finally, we're going to go into the storage. So once you go back to this PC, hit properties, and then we want to get back into the settings menu and hit storage. Now, I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit fast. If I am, you could at any time rewind. I just don't want to have you sit through a 30-minute video on something that should take not anywhere near 30 minutes. So the first thing I would recommend you guys do, come up here and hit configure storage sense. So this is something I would highly recommend you have on. Now, the reason for this is you could set this to however you would like it to be, but you're going to want to have your recycling bin usually emptied, plus your downloads folder usually emptied. And I set this thing at every single week. Now, unless if you're going to go in there every single week and clear all the files that you really don't need, just keep this thing on and let it do its work. 2.57 gigabytes in the past month it's cleared for me, and it should clear in the next few days about 45 gigs straight from my recycling bin. So it's an easy way to just have the storage be kind of self-ran in a way, and should just get you on the right track. But obviously you want to clear as much space as you can, especially if you don't have an SSD. The more storage you have on a hard drive, the longer your load times are going to be. So I just recommend cleaning up anything. Obviously, I can't tell you what games you do play, what games you don't play, but if you don't play a game and it takes up 140 gigs, for example, like Warzone, if you don't play it and it takes up 200 gigs, just clear that thing out. It's going to make the whole system feel way smoother. Now, another thing I would also recommend is come down here. Once you're here, go over to temporary files, and this is going to scan your computer and see what you don't need. So what this is doing is clearing all background apps that you do not need. So for example, window update cleanup, this could clear up to 5.58 gigabytes of space just by clearing out old installs of Windows that they keep downloaded, and it is giving you everything that they recommend that you can clean. So you could do that and then just hit remove files, and it should do it for you and purge everything you don't need. It already is set up, so it's only things that you don't need to run your system. So this is just gonna clear shaders, this is gonna clear temporary files, this is gonna clear any thumbnails that are taken, and of course clean up the Windows updates. Last tip for you guys, this is gonna speed up now that we've cleaned all of our files. Go to system configuration, and now that everything's cleaned up, we are going to be able to boot a lot faster, especially if we have an SSD, just by coming over to this boot area right here. And to optimize how fast our computer boots up, let's go to advanced settings, let's go number of processors. We just want to put this at our max. My computer goes up to 16, some may go up to 32, some might only be at 2 depending on everything. So I just put this at max. We're going to want to hit no GUI boot because this is that moving bar that shows up whenever you're launching. This helps you in no way, so just turn that off. So safely, you could put this timeout at 10 seconds, and this right here will make your hard drive seem like it's an SSD whenever it's loading up. If you have an SSD, it's just going to be faster. So that is what I would recommend. Other than that, though, you could also change what services launch whenever you are booting up. So you can go through here and disable any you want off. So it's going to tell you to restart your computer. Go ahead and restart your computer and you should be good to go at this point. And with that being said, let me know if this helped you in any way. Let me know what your boot time is. That should be the biggest change out of all these. The other things are just frames here and there. It shouldn't be too much, but it should improve stuttering and things of that nature. So if this helped you at all, subscribe to the channel and also check out the playlist for more PC graphic settings or FPS boosters per se. That will be coming out at least a few times, maybe once or twice a month. I like to do these on various games. This channel is not only Siege, there's There's other things as well. And you can also check out the Call of Duty channel. That will be linked down below. Have a great day. Peace.